Today's episode contains sensitive material which may be disturbing to some listeners. The actions described in this podcast are not condoned. Discretion is advised. If you or someone you know may be struggling with suicidal thoughts or behaviors, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255 anytime day or night, or chat online. Crisis Text Line also provides free, 24/7, confidential support via text message to people in crisis when they dial 741-741.
Hey everyone, it's Miranda and Jesus.
Hey guys, what's good?
Today we're hanging out with my friend Lauren.
Hey guys.
I recently met Lauren 2 weeks ago, and honestly, I don't like her. No, I'm just kidding.
I met Lauren
couldn't help
recently
myself.
as well, and I think she's kind of lame.
Yeah, dude, why did we even bring her? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know why she's on the podcast.
So I met Lauren first, just throwing that out there. She's my friend first. I met her at work, and then I introduced her to Jesus for some reason, and now I get constantly ganged up on and attacked and bullied in my own space. So it's been a really good experience up until.
Okay, I think there's a lot of programs you could join for that.
It's like www.myfriendsarePieces of. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Remember, like the DARE program for drugs? They have that for bullying now. It's okay.
They probably do.
They
do each other.
do? Imagine they do.
They
Dude.
do. They sit outside the gas station bar at work and they asked for donations. And they came up to me when I was pumping gas one time and I gave them $5. I was like, yo, go away.
Oh, that was on my first day. Okay, hold on. I want to look up DARE program. I'm going to Google this. We're not as rich as like Theo Vaughn, so we can't ask a guy to do it for us. We have to Google it. We have to do it on our own still, but one of these days. Okay, what do I Google? DARE program.
It's just going to be one of our friends like, hey, bro,
or
look this up.
bullying. Oh, shit. No, they do have one. Bully awareness.
Yeah.
DARE actually has. So it's actually DARE has their own program for bullying.
That's
so
what it
you were.
is, yeah.
Yeah, it's DARE. America continues to focus on awareness, education, and prevention of bullying involving students at school. That's wild.
Hear me out. I think the problem with today's world is there's not enough bullying.
Damn.
I mean, I would agree because
A hot topic, I know, but like, tell me I'm wrong.
no, like the bullying's either like it's missing or it's like it's
like these people today are so like freaking sensitive and they have all these issues and it's like, yeah, it's because you didn't get bullied.
Dude, there was
like
this girl.
Come on.
She's saying that, but a lot of people got beat. There's a difference. A lot of people got beat and a lot of people got bullied. Like,
yeah, I got bullied and beat, but then I also was a bully. Like, I feel really bad about it. I did bully for a while, and like I didn't like. I feel really bad about that.
I dabbled in bullying.
I dabbled in bullying for like a year or two.
For like a little, yeah.
But I was bullied, dude. My first bully.
I was all the boys at one point, and that's when they all got it.
You bullied?
I got bullied for being a lesbian, and I'm not even gay.
Ah, man. Dude,
and now the girl who bullied me married a girl. Make it make sense. Like, be fucking for real.
she looked at herself and was like, mm.
Sounds like you have a crush on little Lauren.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna say.
And Lauren, she was like, damn, I wish I could be with her. And then she was like, you a bitch.
Yeah.
She's a fucking dyke. And I was like, bro, be fucking for real. Like,
that's bad. Like, people, dude, my bully, should I say, nah, I shouldn't drop names. No, I won't drop her name. I want to.
Oh, I won't.
I'll tell you tomorrow. I'm just kidding. So she, third grade. I'll never forget. My friend Catherine and she was my first like other Hispanic friend at school. Cause like my friend Michelle, she's still my best friend. She was my first friend at school when I got there, right? But then I met another Hispanic girl and her name was Catherine. And we were like, what's good? Like, you know, we hung out. We rocked a team together, and then these other girls that came down from school, but in Espanola. Espanola was like not known for like being a good place. I'm not saying anything bad about Espanola. Please don't bully me today as an adult, but it was back then not known for like being the best place. We lived in like a small white people town with like scientists, right? These girls like moved up, they transferred to the school. There was this girl, she was a 6th grader and I'm in 3rd grade, right? And I'm in 3rd grade with her cousin. And her cousin and I are friends. But this girl was so mean, dude. She was like best friends with a guy. She's a lesbian now too, so but she was so mean, dude. She like tripped me. She pushed me in the dirt, and she's I don't know if she's just Hispanic or if she's Mexican or what she is, but she would like call me a spick all the time and like say all this mean stuff, and she pushed me into the dirt. Yeah, and she was like, she pulled on my hair and she slapped my face and my friend Catherine, and she was really mean to us. And then when I went home, I remember telling my dad, like, this girl's kind of mean to me at school. And then I was like, what's a spick? And he was like, who told you that? Like, why would you say that?
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to sound like a stupid white girl right now, but what is that?
It's like just like a racist slur, basically,
For
about
Mexicans?
like Hispanics. Like it's literally just like take the end of Hispanic, like spick, the middle, not the end. Ick, yeah. Big his. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's not even in the word. Okay, you know what? It's just a racist thing that they're like, oh, look at that spick over there, you know. Like,
I'm trying to think of what they used to say about Mexicans at my school. I think they just called them like beaners.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's like normal. It's just like, I don't even care. Like, you call me a beaner, and I'd be like, oh, thanks, you know, like, oh. But like back then, I mean, that was mean, and she used to call us all kinds of stuff like that. But like, she was Mexican, dude. Like, her last name was like Valdez or something, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yo.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can't just freaking pick on us.
And even at my school, when they used the words, they were using it like within their friend groups. It wasn't in an actual bullying way, you know what I mean? Like they would call it like themselves beaners. It wasn't like, oh, you're a fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, dude, that's what me and Jesus do. Like, we call each other mean things all the time, and like, we don't get offended. I guess maybe because we were just like, I don't know, we don't care about that kind of stuff. But like you were saying,
like, I'm not allowed to because I'm white. Like I can't say anything.
I mean, you could say it. Say it.
Yeah.
I don't want
to.
I'm gonna say it.
I can't say anything because
she pulled out the book. She was like, just say it. Just say it.
Yeah.
Just copy it. Just do it.
Do it. I don't. Exactly. I show up at her door in a few minutes. I'm like, open the door.
I just want to give you something. I just want to show you something real quick.
Yeah. Hey, I brought you.
To show this to you.
Yeah. I'm all knock, and I'm like, I brought you coffee. Open up. I'm just kidding. It goes too far. But no, like.
And then a little piece of her soul just broke.
It did. But were you bullied, Jesus, in school?
Yeah, for sure. It's because I was more like the loner in like through elementary school and then middle school, and then in high school I met my group, which was the people like, you know, my actual friends like Fez and Alex and Fez and Ian.
Yeah. And then it kind of just they had your back then.
No, I guess like the bullying was like crazy in elementary and middle school, but like when I got to high school, it just like. It wasn't there anymore. It was more if there was bullying, it's because there was like probably like they had problems like I hate that guy or
it was like girl drama or something.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of bullying we had. It was like an issue with that person directly. It wasn't, or like, you know, girl drama. It wasn't like bullying them because of their looks or anything. I mean, like that one girl bullied me in middle school because she thought I was gay, and then she was like, "Oh, you're always going up and hugging on your girlfriends. Like, what are you, gay?" And then, like, I would get home and she would message me on Kik. Remember Kik?
No, I never used Kik.
You didn't use Kik?
No, dude, I just used AOL. Dude, I'm like almost 30, bro. You guys you guys lived your lives after I had reached my peak adulthood.
Kik is like WhatsApp, but for back in the day. Like, it was what you'd use to message like guys you met on Omegle.
Okay.
Like the overage guys.
I don't like they're like 39 and you're like 8 and you're like, hey.
Because they wouldn't get your location or your number and you could like delete or block them. But I remember everyone at school had a Kik too. You'd be like, yo, what's your Kik? Like, slide up.
Slide up.
Yeah, but she would slide up and like kick me or whatever. That was the joke. Like, she kicked me and then she would be like, hey, like, how are you? And she'd be all nice to me. And I was like, why is she calling me gay at school? And then, like, she's really nice to me when I get home. It's because she had a crush on me. I didn't get it at the time. I thought she was just popular and was, like, making fun of me. And I was like, am I gay? Like, why is she calling me gay? Yeah, and then the other day she posted that she got married. And it's to a girl. And I was like, oh, well, good for her. But, like, why you gotta bully other people?
Yeah, that's probably why, dude. Back then, I say back then, but I forget you're younger. But I mean, like, you're not that much younger.
Yeah, I think I'm 12.
I know. I'm like, this is my friend
The
Lauren.
story I'm about to tell you, like, will age you.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. So one more story about bullying. So Taylor, you know my friend Taylor, we talked about her today. So there was this girl. I started dating this guy, like, I think it was my freshman or sophomore year, like right before I dropped out of high school, right? And so I started dating this guy who I've known forever. We were like good friends. We started dating. He was like not in a good place. He was dating like this really, I hope she listens to this, really trashy person, because I still hold a grudge to this day, dude. I still hold a freaking grudge. She was like on meth and like she was crazy. So we start dating, and then all of a sudden she wants him back, and then she calls me and she's like, I'm pregnant. Like, I'm pregnant with his baby and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, prove it. If you can prove to me that you're pregnant, I will leave him right now. Otherwise, like, I feel like you're just kind of being psycho. I don't know. And she sends me a picture, like, clearly off of Google, right, of a positive pregnancy test. Though she gets crazy. She shows up at my work, dude. She does all stuff. And then, like, 2 weeks later, I'm like, tell that guy, I was like, you better go talk to her because, like, apparently she's pregnant, whatever. So he goes and meets her. And she's like, the baby died because, like, Miranda stressed me out. And, like, she, like, literally blamed me for it, right? And I was like, there was never a baby, right? There's never a baby. This girl also ended up faking her suicide, dude. Like, literally everyone was, she made fake accounts on Facebook and said, like, oh, so-and-so committed suicide, all this stuff. Went as far as, like, posting an article. Oh, wait, it gets worse. She posted an article, like, submitted it to the paper and, like, got an obituary and everything, dude. She gets crazy, right? Well, she ended up, like, showing up to my work. She found out where I lived. She came to my house.
Okay.
And, like,
when you said obituary, it, like, cut out, and I thought you said she got no bitches.
she got no bitches.
Paper, and she got no bitches.
No, she also got no bitches, though.
Yeah, no bitches. Like, they didn't care.
She got no bitches, dude. They thought she was dead anyway, and she looks dead. And then it gets worse.
You're deaf and no one cared. That'd be so sad.
Yeah. So then she started prank calling my work. It gets intense. And then she's like, if I ever see you, bro, it's on site. You know, she like acted like that, and I was like, fine. Like, I'm not, like, I just at this point I'm like, all right, like, I guess I'm gonna have to fight this crackhead. I guess, like, I don't know what else to do. So I'm like prepped, right? I go to the store by myself. I'm grocery shopping, walking down the aisle, and I hear, excuse me, and I turn around and it's her, and I'm at the store by myself.
No.
Right. Well, Taylor works at the store though. Taylor works at the store, and the bakery's right there. So Taylor sees, and she's like, "Oh hell no!" And like Taylor is like 6 feet tall. Like she's like a tall girl. Everyone was scared of her, dude. Like she was a badass. She would beat bitches up. Like
she's 5'10". Was it light skinned Latina? That's what she said.
Well, she's not 5'10". Okay, she's 6 feet. In my story, she's 6 feet because it makes it better. And so she looks 6 feet with her shoes on, dude. She's 6 foot. So just leave her alone, okay? And anyways, so
I wouldn't mess with her. Are you kidding? I listened to part 1.
You listened to part 1 of the story.
I literally listened to it. I was like, for real.
So 6 foot Taylor comes out from behind the bakery, right? And like she's just about to lose her job here because this girl's like messing with me. And so like I'm just gonna go outside. So I go outside. My bully follows me out there, and then Taylor comes out. Taylor comes out, and she's like, if you ever bother her again, like I swear to God, like I'll end you. And she's like, you got to go through me if you want. If you want to fight her, fight me first. Do it here right now. Like do it right here in the parking lot at the store. She was like, fucking hit me and go through me first. And if you can get through me, then you can fight Miranda. And she was like, oh, no harm, dude. Like, I didn't mean it in a bad way, bro. And she never, ever bothered me again, except for, like, every, like, 2-3 years on Facebook, she'll comment on, like, one of my friends' posts that I comment on. And if I'm like, oh, I hope you're having a great day, or, like, so proud of you, congrats on the post, she'll message me and be like, okay, baby killer. And I'm like, okay, because she thinks that I killed her baby. And then, like, I'll partake in the drama, and I'm like, okay, meth head, like, and I'll just go with it, dude, because it's just like, you know, I'm bored that night or something, and it cracks me.
I'm bored that night.
Yeah.
Like,
my friend,
today.
Yeah, and my friends went to a strip club. Why am I yelling? I don't know. I have a headset on, so I don't mean to be screaming. So my friends went to a strip club once, and they were like, next up on the dance floor, and she had like a nickname, dude. She came out. Everyone was like calling me from the parking lot, like, bitch, you're not good here. And she's getting full on, dude. Like, oh yeah, it felt good. It
So
felt.
was just a skeleton on the stage?
Yeah, dude. like with and she gets like spray tans too, like orange ones, and then her makeup's like my makeup. I got my AZ makeup here in Idaho, so like I'm doing like Oompa Loompa face right now, you know. But she all the time. Doesn't matter the season, you know. She's always got that orange.
She's one of them British girls in it. Got the fucking orange spray tan.
That's exactly what it's like, dude. But then her hair, like
yeah.
her hair, she's like probably never cut it, and it's like down to like her freaking knee pits. I don't know what those are called. You know, the back of the knee.
Fun fact: the actual anatomical term for the back of the knee is the popliteal.
I have been asking for years, dude. I call it my knee pit. When it's sweating, I'm like, wow, my knee pit sweaty.
It's your popliteal.
You gotta put a little deodorant right there sometimes.
Dude, in the summertime in Phoenix, you be putting deodorant in places you don't even want to talk about. And your knee pits, those are one of them.
What's that thing called, Miranda? What do you between your thighs?
When you want to get chub rub. Yeah, dude, chub rub is real.
I don't have a term for that. That's just chub rub.
Yeah, that's just chub rub, dude. You can't even use deodorant there, Jesus. It'll make the chub rub worse. You gotta baby powder that shit in the hot days.
So bad. I remember when I was little and my thighs were starting to get big because I was eating a lot because my parents were divorced. And then
so casual.
I was eating a lot because
my parents got divorced, so I started eating a lot, because I was an only child, so like no one could feed my feelings except for me. Anyway, so I was too fat to wear like a regular bikini to the beach, so my mom bought me like a rash guard and like the boys shorts from the swimsuit section, and like had me wearing that shit down in Coronado at the beach, and like it would get sand and water in between my thighs, and it would burn so bad it would start bleeding. I would get like the worst chub rub. And I remember my mom being like, well, just put sunscreen on it. And it makes it worse. It makes it burn.
You cannot put any kind of lotion or anything that lubricates, dude. The chub rub likes it, dude. Yes. It freaking like feeds off of it.
Yes. When every time I get the chub rub now, I like get PTSD to me being at the beach and being like, Mom, my shorts, like it fucking hurts. And her being like, okay, well, maybe if you wouldn't eat your second piece of dinner, like you wouldn't have this problem. And I was just like, oh, so it's my fault that Dad and you don't love each other. I was like, yo, just let me wear a bikini. Like, who cares? Like, my friend Jenna's wearing a bikini, and she's like, yeah, Jenna's like you're like 3 Jennas, Lauren. You can't wear that.
No. Well, you got us all in our feels, dude. We're like,
oh no, it's good. Like, make fun of it. Like, I feed off of that.
Think about like me. I had a situation just because Jesus was chubby when I was younger. I wouldn't take off my shirt when I go in the pool.
Dude, do you want to hear what happened to me in the pool? Okay, no, it wasn't the pool. It was the beach. In my defense, I was only 4, and no one ever listened to me because my parents didn't love each other either, right? And so my parents were divorced. We were in Galveston, the grossest beach on planet Earth. And we were like splashing around in the brown waves, like just living our lives with the jellyfish and barracudas and shit. Yeah, freaking like the chlamydia floating around. And we were just chilling. And then I was like, I have to poop. And everyone was like, no, you'll be fine. Like, you went earlier. And I was like, no, I think I have to poop. And they were like, you're just nervous because like you don't like to swim. And I just shat in my bathing suit, dude. And it was orange one piece.
Oh.
And then like I remember walking out and my mom being like, God damn it. And then it's like, then there's a picture of my mom carrying me like at the beach, and then there's a picture of me naked, like crying at the beach because I just shit in my suit, dude.
Yo, to be fair, like you told them, like the heads up was there.
Dude, it's on them. Like they're like, you don't have any childhood trauma, and I'm like, remember when I shit in my suit? Because
remember when I literally shit myself?
So like you guys didn't believe me, so I shit. I had to shit in front of everyone at the beach because of you.
Oh my god.
It was your guys' fault. You guys didn't listen to poo. And now everyone's gonna remember.
It's so bad. And like to this day, if you ask my mom about the rash guard situation and the shorts, like looking like a little boy, she'll be like, it wasn't because you were fat, it was because you're white and I don't want you to sunburn. And I would be like, that's just a lie. Like, you're lying.
You're lying. You're lying to me.
She'd be like, no, you're so white. Like, you'll burn. So I put the shirt on, and I was like, no, it's because you were embarrassed because your kid was eating more cake than the other kids. And like, I just I can't get over that.
I feel Lauren's story so much. It's like I'm hearing my own childhood. Like I was middle child, so I wasn't heard. So they were like, "Oh, here's a game. Go play it in your room." And I'd be like, "All right."
Yeah.
Are you an only child, Lauren?
I'm an only child, so like it's even worse because it's all on me. Like there is no one to compare me to, but if anything, it's like you have to be the best because you're the only one.
Yeah, they're like, don't disappoint us.
There's no ranks.
So speaking of childhood trauma, you've been online dating. I'm just
Yeah, seriously, and I was doing it under 18, so that's technically childhood.
Oh shit. Okay. So no, but that's for real. What I wanted to ask you about is some of your recently, especially, and I guess in the past, I haven't heard it all. Some of your online dating stories, like some crazy shit's been happening. So spill the beans to Jesus.
Let me pull out my list on my phone. I have a list of every guy that I've kissed or had sex with or dated.
She does. She showed me the other night. We were all eating Chick-fil-A.
Very long.
Oh, it's not even long, dude. It's really not. She thought it was bad, and I was like, like I was waiting for like more because she went like once. She only had to go like that once.
Like it wasn't like a 2-tap. It was like a
no. It was a 1-tap, dude. It was a 1-tap on the list.
Bad.
Like, you know what? For the viewers, I will. I'll show them, and we can use this. Like, we'll make a little video, and we'll put it as like a thumbnail on our Instagram. This is what she did. That's it. It didn't keep going. That's it. So it's not that long of a list.
It's not that bad, and like 4 of them are girls. So like.
So she's good.
It's fine. See, no, I don't have girls on here because I actually was with girls. This is like at parties. I'm still counting it though. Like I have to keep track. What if I got like chlamydia from someone?
Yeah, no, it's really good to keep track.
According to this list, this is the first guy that I went on an online date with, and it's one of the horror stories. Like it was the first one.
Us, dude.
All right.
I'm ready.
Jesus.
I'm not gonna use his real name just in case like this becomes popular one day and he hears it. He knows exactly who he is.
For when we become famous.
Yeah, obviously. I'm not gonna use his real name. I'm gonna call him David. David's not his name.
Should we all take a shot before we get deep dive into this kind of stuff? Okay, we'll do it. I'm not letting anyone answer.
All right, yeah, I'll take a shot. Why not?
Great. Gosh dang it. I'm sick of Jesus like peer pressuring us into drinking, dude. Like I'm honestly concerned. I'm just kidding.
He literally peer pressured us.
Okay. Anyone who's listening, it doesn't matter the time or if you're at work. Do this. Take a shot of something.
Do this right now.
Do it with us. If you're not doing it with us, then just hang up. Okay. Ready?
Get out.
No, just kidding. Still give us the rest of our listen, though. We need the views. Okay, go.
Like, let it play halfway at least so it counts.
Yeah, or just like let it play in the background. It's fine. Jesus, we're waiting on you.
I just took a shot. Did you want to take another?
Oh, he did. I'm sorry. No, he did. I forgot.
Because do it. No, just...
Okay, tink.
Tink. Oh.
Ew. I know everyone could hear me gulping and going, but you know what?
Oh.
ASMR. So now that we've taken the shot, let's jump right back into it. Start with your first online dating story.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think of when I started doing online dating apps. I want to say, let me look at my list here. So I had gone out. I dated a lot of guys in high school. I would say I dated 6 guys total in high school.
Okay.
And it was just like people in my classes. And then I remember Tinder was becoming a really big thing at the time. So I downloaded Tinder and I was like, well, I don't remember if at the time you had to be 18 or older, but I remember at some point you were allowed to be 17 or 16. And you weren't allowed to match with people over 17, obviously, because legal reasons. But I remember, I think at the time you had to be 18 because that's the only way that I would have matched with somebody that was older than me. Yeah, which is part of the story. So I made a dating profile. I don't think Bumble and Hinge and all that were a big thing yet, but I was on Tinder. And we'll call him David, just a random name. That's not his name. Okay. David was on this dating app and he popped up on my feed and he was super cute. And I remember this was like my first dating experience outside of high school. So when it said that he was in the military, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like wow, he must be so tough and he's so cute and everything.
It's like, there's this country. I like this boy.
So British country, right?
Boy. And you hear a little spit.
So he was in the Marine Corps. First red flag.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
If
you're listening, trauma right away. Don't do that.
Don't.
Like, don't. So I swiped on him and I was like, wow, he's so cute. Like, he's in the military, all this stuff. I believe it said that he was 19 and I was 17 at the time, but I think I put it as 18 because I was like, oh, you have to be 18, but I'm almost 18. But it said he was 19 and I was like, okay, well, I'm almost 18 and like he'll be a little older than me. It's the tequila.
Tequila.
She's like, I almost died. Stop.
I almost died, guys. Stop.
I almost died, dude. The heartburn. Like, we're too old to be freaking drinking on a Monday night, dude. It's a school night.
It really do be a school night and I'm drinking Corona by myself on Skype. Like, hello.
Dude, it's like I'm drinking Corona and screwdrivers by myself. I'll see you at work in the morning. Can you bring snacks?
You're drinking with us. What do you?
Yeah, you're not alone. Look behind you.
I just got a text message from my dad. What does it say? Oh, sorry. He said, "What's up, double wide?" That's not very nice.
Yeah, like,
see, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking. It was for your sunburn. Okay.
Okay, double wide.
Double wide.
Double wide?
I'm dead.
Like, hello? Anyway.
Okay, so continue. You're 17, he's 19.
Says he's 19.
Yes.
I'm 17, says I'm 18. He starts messaging me. Everything's totally normal. I mean, it's like my first time talking to a guy out of high school, so I'm like, oh my god, like this guy and me are gonna get married. Me and him are like super chill and we connect. We would text and FaceTime all the time. He lived in an apartment up in I don't want to say the city. So I guess like up near the base where I used to live in California. So he lived in an apartment, and I figured like by himself because he was the only one that was ever in the videos or anything. He would FaceTime me all the time. Within a week, he was like telling me he loved me, and I was saying it back because I was like, this is so exciting. Like, this is my first like relationship. He was like, I'm gonna drive down and take you on a date. And I was like, I'm so excited right now. And I'll just tell my mom that I met him through a friend of a friend. Because at the time I had my first job at a clothing store. So I had all these older friends that were like 2 to 3 years older than me. They were out of high school. So anytime I wanted to meet up with a guy online, I would just tell my mom I met him through one of my girls at work. That way, like, she doesn't know him, but she doesn't think he's a predator. He was like, yeah, I'm going to come down and pick you up. He drove this really big, nice truck. And to give some context, where he lived in comparison to where I lived, I would say it was like almost an hour drive. So he drove like almost an hour just to pick me up for a date. And when he drove down to pick me up from my house, I remember
it was a diesel. It's fine.
It was a diesel. It's fine.
No, it was a diesel. Like the gas mileage is better.
He came to pick me up. There was like this little park complex within my neighborhood that it was at the top of the hill. So I would always take guys up there to like make out and stuff. So when he picked me up, I was like, we should go up to the top, like to the park and like hang out. And like it was where, so I lived, side note, I lived next to a golf course, but it was like almost like a neighborhood. They looked like little beach house designs, but it wasn't on the beach because I lived out in the suburbs, but it was next to a golf course. So a lot of old and retired people would live there. So a lot of people had RVs and boats and stuff. So they would all park their stuff up at the top by the park, and they had like a little parking area. Well, the park was next to it and it like oversaw the whole neighborhood, but you couldn't really see up into it. And that's why it was like the perfect like hookup spot. And I was probably the only person my age living in that neighborhood. So everyone probably thought I was like the neighborhood whore if they saw me up.
They were like,
there she goes. A guy up there.
Yeah, they're like, there goes Lauren again. God damn it.
Getting picked up because she can't drive, and then they're taking her to the top again. So he came, picked me up, we went to the top. I think we laid down and like made out and stuff, and he was like, we should go like hang out. We should drive out to like East County and get. Oh, I said the city. It's fine.
It's okay. Your
It's
parents are there. I'm just kidding.
Very broad. We should go get like drinks or dinner or whatever. So we drove out there. It was really fun. He drove me back home. Everything was good. I was like, I love this guy. He loves me and I love him. And blah, blah, blah. Well, one time I got out of the shower and he FaceTimed me and he was like, why don't we do something crazy? Why don't you come over tonight and like spend the night? And if you don't know, like spending the night is a really big deal, especially when you're in high school and you live with your parents. Because it's like unheard of to even have a guy in your bedroom. So to spend the night at someone's house, it's like, holy shit, how am I gonna pull this off? What am I gonna tell my mom? So I don't remember what I told my mom I was doing. I think I told her
lies.
Yeah, some type of lie, dude.
You know what? I actually think I told her where I was. I think I told her that.
We need to patch her in, dude. We need to patch her in.
Patch Kelly in right now.
Yeah, we need to see.
I think, my mom knew that I was talking to this guy because as far as she knows, it's someone that I know from a girl at work. And I told her that I was going to go hang out with him for a little bit. And I think what I did is when I got there, I told her, like, Mom, I was drinking, but, like, responsibly. And, like, I don't want to drive home because it's unsafe. So, like, I'm gonna crash here, but, like, on the couch. And I think my mom was like, okay, I don't like it, but I guess you're being responsible. Because she always would tell me, like, I drank in high school, too. If you're going to drink, like, just don't do it and drive. I just, you know. So I think
that's what my mom did. That was
I did.
My parents told me the exact same thing. And the one time I needed them, they rolled through at like 3 a.m. No, it was wild. They rolled through at 3 a.m. They were like, "What's up?" They had water for me. And in the morning, they're like, "This yard needs cleaning," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You're all gonna go out there cleaning the yard, dude.
Oh.
No, my mom did the same thing.
Yeah. I think my mom wanted me to be like a partier like her because she was so popular in high school. So my mom was like, yeah, like you're probably going to go to parties and you're probably going to get drunk. Just call me. Like, I'm a cool mom. Like, I'll come pick you up. And then I never did. So this was like the first time I did something in quotations. And she was like, oh my God, my little girl's like growing up. Like she's partying. She's going to a guy's house. Anyway,
she flips over.
I drove like 45 minutes to an hour.
My little getting railed. Oh my God.
She did not think that. I'm pretty sure she thought like Lauren's not going to do that because I was a virgin at the time. I was not doing anything like that.
Okay, so you said hooking up, but like that meaning like you used to hook up with guys and girls. Like I had the same. I make out with them. Yeah.
Like, make out and like rub each other.
Yeah.
Over the clothes. Over the clothes.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like I don't even remember the first like hand job I gave.
I do.
She's like, there's so many I can't even remember.
I think she gave this guy one at the park and like
she was like,
I didn't know what I was doing and it was really weird.
Dude, your first hand job is literally the weirdest experience you've ever had. You're like, why doesn't my hand feel like it works? Like, I don't know. It's just like some like weird type of thing.
You've never like felt a penis in your hand, so you're like, what do I do? Do I like?
Well, and then like the thing on the other end, like breathe. You're like, shh. You know, it's like one of those. It's weird. It's not a pleasant experience for any human being for sure. Yep. Like you don't know what to do with it, you know? Like maybe for dudes it's different. Like if you're gay and you're like, oh, this is my first time touching a wiener, like baba, you're just like fucking, you know, like you just know what to do. When you're a girl, you're like, huh, it looks like a gummy worm, but like a stale gummy, like, you know, it's just kind of weird, and you're like, I'm not sure what to do.
I specifically remember now my first, I almost said blowjob, hand job, when I was talking to this guy at school over Kik.
Oh shit, dude!
Right?
You know, no, Kik is not a good thing at this point.
And then he was like, meet me across from the high school at like this park, and I went, and to me like a hand job was like basically sex. I was like, a hand job is a really big deal.
Yeah.
And I remember he like took down his pants, and I was like rubbing it, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm doing really dirty stuff right now. And then like he wasn't getting off to it obviously because like it's just a hand job. And nowadays I know that's like nothing, like barely foreplay.
Yeah, you're like.
But I remember being like, when's he gonna come? Like, yeah.
Damn, bro, chill.
And I specifically remember him being like, are you gonna suck it? Or like, and I remember like, what the no. Are you kidding? That is
You're
not
like,
going in my mouth.
Boy.
You're like,
I
ew,
was
this
like,
is
bro, I
disgusting.
can't. I was like, I can't even believe I'm doing this in public because we were like out in public, like an old person could have been going on a night walk and saw us in the park. Like it was just
Night
open.
walk.
A night walk, just doing
Good old
stuff.
Myrtle with their walker. She's like, hello? Hello?
Like, oh my god, what is she doing to that
You're just
boy?
like, that's my neighbor. You know?
That's my
Shaking it like with a fucking shaker.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
man.
my god. So
Dude,
funny.
ADHD
But
hit
yeah,
us hard. Okay.
I did. I didn't even think that's what I was doing up at that park though with all those guys. I think we were just making out and talking and making them home with me.
Just like pumping each other through your jeans and being like, damn, dude, I love him.
It was like palming through the jeans, touching boobs, making out, making them fall in love with me. I was
Dude,
such a
like
player in high school.
Like, you know, like you're grabbing an orange from the fridge. That's the kind of boob gripping they had.
Yeah, I'm talking like, but this guy, that was the thing, is this guy, like, I've had my boobs. I've been touched before, and I've been like massaged before. And all that
I did
by
not
these,
think she was gonna say massage. Okay, go ahead.
by these high school boys, like I know, like you said, grabbing the fruit, kind of palming. But that was the thing. This guy was at the park, and he seemed like he knew what he was doing. And I thought that was kind of weird. Like he like had all these terms, like stuff I've never even heard of, like not even in porn. And I was like, this guy just seems a lot more mature than like I thought he was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I drove up to blah 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 to see him, to David. I parked and everything. I came in his apartment. It was a big deal for me. I was like, this guy's an older guy. He has his apartment. What?
I'm sorry.
Trying to get
You said I came in his apartment and we just went because we didn't know what you meant at first.
No,
and then
that
we
was
got
something that I sadly did not get to do.
okay. Sorry. We'll go back.
We'll
Okay.
get there.
Okay. Rewind. Okay.
I remember too that I was like so excited because remember, I think I'm like in love with this guy. So on the way to his house, I like stopped at a 7-Eleven and like bought myself a box of condoms, and it was my first time doing that. And I like went to the register and threw them on the counter like with a big smile, like I'm gonna get railed. And the lady's like, "How old are you?" Like,
yeah, she's like, "Are you all right? Do you need help?"
Bought the condoms with like the extra spermicide in them because I was like, I cannot get pregnant right now. Like, I just can't do that. So I bought those and I like brought the whole box with me. I drove up there. I got to his apartment. It was such a big deal to me because, like I said, I'm like, this guy has his own place. Like, no one else is here. The house was pretty normal. I mean, it had like a coffee table and a couch and a TV. He made like some, he made pork chops for dinner. It was like totally normal. His bedroom, it had a full bed frame with a headboard and everything, but the mattress
was grown.
But the mattress was an air mattress. But like all furniture. Like you would go to sit on it and it would make that noise like wah, wah, when you sit on it, you know, like the squeaky noises. Yeah. I can't do
it. Dude. What, the headboard though with the air mattress? I don't know. I'm just thrown off. Like he acts like an adult, but then he's like,
yeah.
Keep going. I'm ready.
So, and I remember I was really excited I brought
You're
this
cutting
little
out, Jesus.
pad. Oh.
Sorry, no, Jesus was trying to say something, but he keeps cutting out, so I was just letting him know that if we're talking and then you talk, it keeps cutting you out, like completely out.
All right.
Okay, sorry, hit it, Lauren.
All right.
He's all depressed. He's like, okay, I guess I'll go slit my wrist then. Like, why am I here?
Yeah, exactly. Like, shut the fuck up, Jesus. What you're telling me, basically.
No, I wanted to hear what you said because you would start laughing, and then I was like, I don't know.
Wow,
okay.
Slitting my wrist. That's another high school story. Sounds like me all through high school.
Right.
And middle school.
I wanted to so bad. I there was all those emos like in school that would like cut themselves, and I wanted to be like I looked emo, dude, but I wasn't like cutting or anything. So like one time I was like it's trying to slit my wrist, dude. Nothing happened. There was like a small scratch. I was like, bro, I fucking killed myself last night.
Guys, first attempt last night. Call it.
Yeah, call it, dude. Fucking put me on the books, bro. Like,
no, when I first started like cutting myself, I can't even take myself seriously. Yeah, so basically, when I started mutilating myself.
worst time because I went to take a drink of my fucking screwdriver, and you're like, so yeah, like when I started cutting, and I
remember being like, how am I gonna do this? Like, what do these girls use? Like, they for sure like don't grab a kitchen knife and just start like slicing fucking arms. And I remember like you said, grabbing like pens and like things like tacks, like thumbtacks.
Tacks, dude. I was like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever eraser burn yourself?
Yes.
Man, that was the best. Let me show you guys a scar. I'm gonna slap it up.
Did you hear that? I love that shit. I love to burn myself.
I'm gonna have to show you at work because my skin tone doesn't mesh with the camera, and I also haven't shaved my legs in about 32 days probably. But I'll shave tonight and I'll show you tomorrow. Okay, hit me with the story. Sorry.
With the thumbtacks?
So, dude, just when you were mutilating yourself and.
Oh yeah, I was using like thumbtacks and trying to like scratch myself, but I couldn't get it to bleed, and I was like, I feel like if I don't get the bleeding, I'm not really getting like the point. Like, don't like just half-ass the job, you know?
Yeah. I had that exact moment at my vanity. My mom got me a vanity, and I remember being like, she was like, go to your room. Like my mom was like an alcoholic when I was little. I was miserable, dude. I would like go up to my room and be like, because I didn't want to get in trouble for screaming, so I would just like turn all red and cry. I spray painted the inside of my closet with some of like that hairspray like spray, and I was like, fuck my mom, you know. And then like I would like sit at my vanity with the tack and be like, I'm gonna fucking cut myself, like, and I could never make myself bleed because I was too much of a pussy, dude. Like I couldn't do it.
That was me after the rash guard and the tub room at the beach. That was me getting chub rubbed and her being like, well, you didn't eat a helping of dinner, and I was like, all right, fuck you, mom. It's not my fault Dad doesn't love you.
It's not my fault Dad doesn't love you.
I was using the tacks, but then I was like looking up, remember Tumblr? I was on Tumblr, like depressed girl Tumblr, like looking up ways to like hurt myself.
I never used.
I was like, they gotta have like 5-minute crafts, but for like emo people.
Dude, I looked up on Pinterest.
5 easy ways to kill yourself.
5 easy ways, dude.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid nowadays. Like, if you try and search that today on Google, it'll come up with a message and be like, are you okay? Like, just let us do it.
The freaking cops show up.
The hotline suicide number pops up like on the second search.
It's wait like, oh my god.
It pisses me off. Like, just let me have my fun, dude.
Like, just let me do it. Come on. So I remember like girls on Tumblr would give tips, and they would be like, yeah, like you can buy like pencil sharpeners, and then you can like smack them with your shoe and break the plastic off, and all that'll be left is the blade. And I would be like, oh, easy. I have 10 of those in my drawer. So I would use those. They were really small. They would rust really easy. I had to keep them out of water because I used to cut myself in the shower so I could wash it afterwards. But then like it would get like rusty, so I'd have to keep them in a separate.
I gotta clean it. Like after seeing my blood, I gotta clean it.
I would like watch myself bleed. It was like a whole ritual, and then I would wash it off, and then I would get out of the shower and like wrap it up and cover it.
Her face, she's like, no big deal. Anyway.
I think that's the only things I was using to cut myself. I didn't start using actual big razor blades until like high school, and then I was just like buying box cutters and using them, and those things were like fucking sharp. Like one time I cut so bad I could like see my muscle underneath, or like the layer above your muscle, and I was like, do I need to go to the hospital? And I was like, it's probably fine. And it healed up. It's on my thigh. Yeah, my mom found out in middle school that I started cutting myself, and then she was all like pissed off and tried to make it about her. Typical.
Typical Kelly, dude.
She was like, oh, so you're cutting yourself because I'm a bad mom? And I was like, no, I'm cutting myself because I want to fucking die. And she was like, oh, because I'm a bad mom, because of the rash guard.
Bringing it back.
And I'm just like, yo, like, just let me do it. Like,
remember the boy shorts.
I had to start cutting myself on my thigh so she wouldn't see it, and that was a whole other thing. Anyway, how did I get on that subject?
Okay, so wait. First off, we were talking about air mattress guy, bro. And so you were like, yeah, he had a bed frame, and I was like, bro, I had a bed frame when I slit my wrist. You know, like it just turned into something totally different. Than
I have pictures if we need to post them on Instagram or anything.
Oh, I've got to see them, dude.
That's savage.
When my mom found out that I was cutting myself, my therapist made her like take pictures of them so they could document it.
I'm gonna hit you up on a group chat right now.
Just in case she kills herself, let's take some pictures, document this shit instead of helping her. I'm just kidding.
I remember my mom would like bully me about it too. She would like turn the flash on and she would take a picture and she would like slap my arm and she would be like, "That's what you get for doing this. Let me see it."
She's like, "Wow, dude."
For it.
She would like grab my arm and be like, "Let's see it. Let's fucking take a picture because you fucked up again." And I would be like, "Oh my god, like chill out."
You know that video? I hate my mom.
Hey, kill my mom.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I'll have to find the pictures. I definitely have them. And I remember she was sending them to my dad too. And my dad lived in Texas and had no idea any of this was happening. And it zoomed into my like leg, so he would literally be like, "What is this picture?" Like, what are you
just like all
me?
zoomed in?
Yeah,
like
and she would be like, "This is your daughter," and my dad would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It's like, why does it look like a piece of like Xerox paper with this drink?
Literally.
Oh, it's
He's
with
so
a red
unbothered. He was like, "I don't have time for this, Kelly. Like, I have to go to work."
Those baby cups.
She would be like, "Your dad doesn't even care."
And then hangs up.
And he's like, "Your dad doesn't even care about you, bro."
And I was like, "No, he literally doesn't know what that is. Like, he probably thinks I fell down the stairs or something and scratched my arm."
And back then, like, what? Okay, so I graduated, or okay, I didn't graduate. I would have graduated in 2013. You were what, 2018?
Yeah.
Okay, so how old or what year? What year were you in, like 8th grade? Let's say.
8th grade. Let's see. Probably. That's the end of my middle school. Probably like 13 or 14.
Oh my god.
And that's when I graduated.
Okay, wait. Speaking of Dave the fucking creep, go back to Air Mattress Dave, dude.
Oh yeah, so air mattress thing. I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna have sex with this guy. I got really excited. I remember I bought my mom. We went to Hot Topic at the mall because I fucking loved Hot Topic.
Dude, I love Hot Topic still.
I love them, and they were totally feeding like my cutting myself vibe.
Look at it.
Because like all the cashiers would just like have it, and you'd go to like buy stuff, and they'd be like, "Yo, me too."
Hold on.
You didn't know they were just suicidal, dude? No,
I'm gonna kill.
Oh my god, yes. I'm gonna kill my dad.
Okay. I wish that the
kill
viewers
my grandpa.
I wish that the listeners could like see our live feed sometimes because like, I'm gonna post a picture like that's me, dude. My mom would be like, smile for a picture. I'd be like literally sad. I'd be like, R&R, like showing my fucking cut.
R&R.
I'd do one side. I'd be like,
yeah, dude. Like all my hair would cover one eye, dude. I was like one-eyed for like years. To die.
Meaning like, yeah, they'd be like, go across the street. Like if you're gonna do it, just go down the road. They can't.
I didn't really want to die though, dude. I just wanted to fit in. That was the problem.
Oh, see, that's where we're different. I was literally cutting myself because I wanted to feel something.
I was like,
myself today. No.
The thing, I didn't want to like kill myself. I just wanted to be like in my room, like like I miss you small, like like going on with like some like like something like that.
Where are you?
No, I feel you. I think the cutting was all just like superficial. I didn't try and kill myself till like junior year.
Oh, that's good.
See, I have an experience too like that because we all had an emo phase.
Dude, for real.
I remember I missed like a week of school because I tried to overdose on sleeping pills.
I'm gonna kill myself right now.
Wait, what the fuck? Lauren just was like, I remember I missed like a week of school because I tried to kill myself with sleeping pills, and you were like, oh my god, you're like, you're over there fucking singing. What the fuck is that song that you were just fucking singing, Jesus? I'm fucking sure. This is not funny.
I think it's funny. I have to live and grow.
No, dude, like Lauren was over there taking.
It's funny. I'm still here.
The fact that I thought my life sucked then, and like now it really sucks, and I was like trying to kill myself then.
Now I'm just
I literally remember I stole
friends.
sleeping pills out of my mom's room and I ate like 8 of them thinking like that would probably be enough, right? And then I went to bed and I woke up and I fucking puked everywhere. Like I must have puked it all up. And I was like, I don't think I need to go to the hospital. And I felt fine. And my stomach just felt super sick for like days and I missed like a week of school. And then like a couple months later I told my therapist I tried to kill myself. My mom was like, what are you talking about? You did not do that. Why are you lying? And I was like, no, I did. Remember like in December when I missed school? And she was like, oh my God, that was what that was?
You're like, well.
We're just like.
We were literally like both like laughing like in the therapy. She was like, oh my God, that? And I was like, yeah. And the lady was just like writing it down like, you guys are fucking sick.
She's like, I was wondering what happened to my Ambien, dude. Like,
no, I literally thought like the dog ate it. I was so scared. And I was like, nah, dude, it was me.
It was my.
I'm the problem.
No, I think I did try and cut myself like lengthwise before, but I didn't go deep enough and it just healed. Like I didn't push hard enough. Yeah. It's just like too messy too. Like you ever seen 13 Reasons Why? Like that shit was fucking bloody.
Dude, that shit was hardcore.
Did you see the original clip where like she actually like slits her wrists and like
yeah, I did.
They blood squirting? That like made me sick to my stomach watching that.
Like there was some like the bathroom scene and stuff. Like some of the stuff I was like, damn, this is
cut that out now. You can't watch it anymore.
Ugh, dang it, dude. See, this is what you mean. This is what you mean, like shit's too censored for people to like literally like experience what the shit that happens. Like stop censoring us.
Watching that clip made me not want to kill myself because I didn't realize how fucking graphic and scary it is. Like when it actually happens.
So you remember the guy I was talking about earlier? Like the guy I dated in high school and then his girlfriend and our ex-girlfriend was like, oh my God, I'm gonna stalk you. And then Taylor backed me up. His brother committed suicide when we were like young. Like I think he was like 15 or 16. And like it wasn't like this big old messy thing like that, but it was tragic and it was traumatizing. And I don't think like when we were that young, you know, when we're talking about like, oh, we were cutting ourselves and like all that stuff, like I didn't realize like how bad it was. Like I thought like, oh, like I'm so cool. Like I'm just sitting on my vanity, bro. Like I had all this hidden stuff. You know, I got my eraser burn on my leg, like just doing crazy shit. Like I didn't realize, and then like all this crazy stuff happens. Yeah, and then I see like 13 reasons why. But I think it's like all those people complain and they're like, this is too graphic. But like that shit actually happens. They should not censor that. Like that should be like kids should be. I don't want my like 7-year-old to watch it. But like people should be able to see that because that's not fake. Like that shit.
They deleted the scene too where that guy gets like fucked with a broom.
Yeah, that's
they took that out too.
They shouldn't have. I mean, that was hardcore. That was probably like it made me feel like real weird watching that. Like I was like, oh, like I was angry and like disgusted and like sad and like just icky. Like I don't know how to explain it. But people should be able to see that kind of stuff because that shit happens. And then they wonder why like juries and stuff. Huh?
Suicide is real.
Dude, it's real. And like I've known people who have done it. Like,
did you know it's real?
Did you know that suicide's actually real?
Did you know that? But yet we're worried about bullying.
Exactly. we're worried about bullying over here. God.
All the listeners that are like, yo, are you stupid?
I know. They're like, wow.
What?
We're like, we need more bullies. We need to be beat. But dude, did you know suicide's a real thing? Like, it's so sad. Okay, wait.
To an ad. We're just like
comes in. Okay, wait.
Bullying makes people feel tougher.
It does. Like, if I wasn't bullied, dude, I would be such a weak bitch. Like, how would I have been funny? Like,
it gives you sparkle. It gives you personality. Like, that's where, yeah.
Yeah, you know, because like, there's people who weren't like, didn't have childhood trauma. And weren't bullied, and then like they're not even funny, dude. They're just so serious, you know.
Okay,
they're like, oh, like we need to get
happy. Okay, yeah, back to Creepy Dave. I'm sorry to the listeners who want to hear about Creepy Dave. Okay, go to Creepy Dave. Hit it, dude.
Oh, sorry.
No, it was all
David. So Hot Topic. I went to Hot Topic. My mom bought me this like red plaid like pleated skirt and was like, I used to wear these in the 80s. They're super cute. Well, all I saw in that skirt was like I could wear this with like a black tank top and be like a schoolgirl.
Ooh, shit.
And this was my first time, but I was already like thinking about dressing up. So I remember I brought like these like knee-high socks and the skirt and a shirt to this guy's house because I was like, I'm gonna dress up like a sexy schoolgirl and come out of the bedroom and I'm gonna have sex for the first time and this is gonna be awesome. So that's what I did, and I remember his jaw dropped, and he was just like, holy shit, because I was like 40 pounds lighter then. Like, imagine that. Like, not right now. Like,
Don't talk bad about yourself.
Sorry. Let me get the rash guard.
We only talk bad about ourselves when we're little, not now.
Sorry.
Did she say, let me get the rash guard?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get the rash guard. Sorry, I don't know who wants to see my body. Like,
the rash guard.
So I wore that. He was like freaking out. That's when we started like to have sex. I got the condoms out. I was like, I don't even know how to use these. I'm so excited. He put it on. We started to have sex. It fucking hurt because, you know, it was my first time. That was really awful. And then when he came or whatever and it was over, I remember being like, wow, that's not as great as I thought it would be. And it really fucking hurt. Then he was like, round 2. And I remember being like, no, I don't really want to. Like, I'm not comfortable. And he was like, I wasn't asking.
Oh
shit. This took a turn.
So, yeah. So this is when the story is like a little weird. So he was like, I wasn't asking. And he was like, come on, like, be my good girl and like do what I want. So he like got on top of me, you know, did the whole sexual assault thing. And I was like, wow, that was awful. And you would think because of all this, I wouldn't do online dating anymore. But I'm like, no, it's fine.
But
you're like, I'll just go back to it, dude.
So I get through that and like I spend the night there because I'm like traumatized. I remember I was laying in the bed with him and I was holding like my blanket that I brought with me and I was like crying and he was asleep next to me and I was like, what the fuck did I do? Like I just wasted my virginity on this guy because I was all excited to like be cool and then I got raped. Like this is like something that more people need to think about. I remember that I got called into work the next morning and I was like super pissed because then I was driving to work like in clothes I wore the day before, like crying. And I was like, I cannot fucking work right now. This is awful. I went to work. I was pretty upset while I was at work. I remember like telling my coworkers about it, like casually. I was like, yeah, I got raped last night. And my friend, I remember. Stop!
No, I do not. I do not think it's funny that this happened. It was when you were like, I was casual, like I got raped last night. What did you do? Like, God.
So you all stunned, like I made meatloaf. I mean,
I know.
And I remember being like, her just being like, oh my God, like, do you want to talk about it? And I was like, oh yeah. And then I talked to her about it. And she was like, yeah, I got raped one time too. And I was like, oh my God. And there was another girl in the break room with us. And I remember her just sitting there like eating her ramen. And she was like, oh my God. Like she had those eyes like, you guys are fucking weird.
No, you know she never ate that beef flavored ramen again. She's like, it brings back this trauma.
Yeah. You already know.
Either like what was going on back then.
So I got home from work. I remember still like wanting to talk to this guy too, even though that happened. Like I was traumatized, but I wanted him to apologize, like because it was my first time, and I was like, I was like, he'll probably apologize, and like maybe he was just like in the moment. Like I didn't want to believe that this happened to me, and he was barely answering me at the time, and everything like that, and then. He finally gets on the phone with me one day and he was like, I have something to tell you. And I was like, what? And he was like, well, I'm not 19. I'm 21.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, because he knew that I was 17 and we were just like.
He knew the truth.
Yeah. So now it's from 17 and 19 to 17 and 21. And, you know, 18, 19, 20, that's like 4 years. And it's a lot when you're underage. And I was like, oh, my God. And he was like, yeah, and there's also something else I didn't tell you. So I really don't want you to tell anybody, like, about what we did. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, I'm married.
You're fucking lying to me.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was like, I'm married. So when he went, he was like, yeah, when I went into the Marine Corps, I met this girl, and like, you know, you get married right away. That's what you do in the Marine Corps. Like, she's not in town right now, so that's why she wasn't home when you came. But like, we're pretty separated though, I would say. Like, we're not together. And you know, foreshadowing, they were not separated. This is something.
Did you? Oh shit. Okay. Oh God. Okay, keep going.
They were not separated. He said they were separated to like try and make, as if that made the whole lying thing better. He was like, yeah, I'm married technically like by law, but we're like separated, like I'm living by myself and everything. You know what's funny too is her name was Callie, and it was
Your
spelled like
dog's
my
name.
dog's name. I'll never forget that.
I feel like you naming your dog Callie is like some sick twisted thing that happened in your brain. Like you didn't
Right?
realize it until right this moment. You're like, oh my god, and like like a therapist listening to this is like,
well, I had Callie before.
oh, you did.
No, yeah.
How old is Callie? Oh, I forget you're only 23. Okay, this is like throwing my storyline up because I'm thinking you're 28 like me,
It's
like
only like 5 years ago.
decrepit and shit. Okay.
So I was like, okay, whatever. The next day I got home from school, I got a phone call from a number I didn't recognize. And I was sitting in my car parked outside my house and I answered the phone and it was this girl and she was fucking pissed. It was Callie. It was his wife.
Oh, fucking Callie, dude.
So she calls me and she's like, I just got home from like a business trip. Like my husband told me like what he did. He gave me your number. Like
what the fuck?
What a piece of shit.
People make mistakes and whatever, but like I need to make sure that you're not going to tell anyone about this because like you are underage and everything. And I was like, okay, why are you acting like I was the cause of everything? You do realize that he's the adult, so he took advantage of me and
Dude,
he raped me. And he's the one that's seeking out young girls when you're married and you're yelling at me.
If you would, have you told any like you never pressed charges or anything? So he's still in the military. That you know of.
Yeah, he's still in the military. I could have pressed charges and he would have been kicked out.
He could have literally,
because they don't talk.
Just for cheating on his wife, he could have been dishonorably discharged for that if they were married. Like that is like, we should kill this guy. Like he should.
But all she was fucking worried about was that I was gonna go to the authorities and say that like I had sex with him or whatever. And I was like, oh, I didn't just have sex with him, because illegally having sex with an underage person is rape.
Yeah.
Because they can't legally give consent, but he did actually rape me. So it was that on top of actual rape with an underage kid.
So like,
all she was worried about was me going to the cops.
So wait, how would the charges work for that? Is it because it's statutory rape if you're having sex with someone underage? That's like, hey, I wanted to have sex with this dude. That's statutory rape. But if you didn't want to, does he get both charges?
I don't know how it works.
Your parents have to consent, right? Like it's some weird thing with like if you're a minor. Yeah, it's some weird fucking shit. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
I didn't. That's all she was worried about though on the phone call. And I was like, the second time when he raped me, he didn't use a condom that I brought. So I was like, I could be pregnant. Like, what's going to happen then and everything? And she was like, well, you're not going to keep it. And I was like, no, I would. I like, just like, I was just pissed. I was like crying in my car and I was like, yeah, I would keep it. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. So I remember being so pissed about the whole thing and like feeling like I got used and everything, because I did. And so I went and bought a pregnancy test. And I remember I took a pregnancy test and then I got a blue Sharpie and I marked it to make it look like I was pregnant. I sent them a picture of it, or I sent it to him and was like, look, I told you, like, you didn't use a condom. I was pissed that he raped me and without a condom. So I sent a picture and I was like, look, I'm pregnant.
What did he say?
And he was like, no fucking way. As soon as he read the picture, he called me and I declined it. And he just kept calling me. And he was like, and then he started trying to be all nice. He's like, it's okay. Like, we're going to get through this. Like, I'll go with you to your appointments and like all this stuff. And I was like, no, you're not going to be involved. Like, I'm just going to do this on my own or figure it out. Like, you made a bad decision. And he was like, well, I deserve to be around for my kid and all this stuff. And it's hilarious because I'm not even pregnant. I just did that to like make him feel bad for his decisions because he fucking raped a person. So I was like, whatever, that's the end of it. I'll block him and whatever. So I blocked him and I was like, this is over. Like, I tried to make him feel bad. I guess it didn't work. Like, I made a bad decision. I should be more careful on dating apps. I went to work. I was at work one day just folding clothes in the back and I hear the alarm ring on the door. Like, because it made a beeping noise when it opened. Yes. I looked up and him and his wife were in my work. And to give a little bit more pretext, I don't work anywhere near where he lives. So it's another 30 minutes out from where I live. So he drove an hour and a half with her just to come into my work. And this was about 4 months later. So I'm pretty sure they were doing it to see if I was actually pregnant.
Yeah.
So they showed up at my work. I was wearing, jokes on them, because I was wearing a very flowy sundress, so you couldn't even tell if I had a belly or not. As soon as I saw him in the store, I was like, no, he's here to like do something to me. And I got really scared because I know what this guy's capable of. So I like dove into the back, into the management room to my boss, and I was like crying. And I was like, there's a guy in the store that sexually assaulted me, and he's here with his like raging wife, and I feel unsafe. Like I need to stay back here until they leave the store. So my manager went out and like told them to leave and everything, and they tried to like make like, oh, why are you making us leave and all this stuff, and she was like, you know why you're here, like just leave, because I don't want to have to call the cops, because you know why you're here. And they left and everything, and I never saw them again, and I never heard from them again. But that was like,
that's fucking so scary, dude. I'm sorry that happened to you, dude.
Yeah, it was scary.
That is sketchy as hell.
Yeah, he invited me up to spend the night and everything, and then like literally like raped me, and then right after was like, oh, by the way, like I'm actually older than I said I was, and I'm married. And they weren't separated. She was just on a business trip.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if my husband did that, I wouldn't be like, hopefully she doesn't tell anyone, let's go find her. I'd have been like, I'm telling, I'm calling the military, I'm fucking ratting you out, bro.
And she was
yeah. I would call the mom too. I would call my husband's mom. I would call the military. I would call the police. I would have done everything.
And I tried to like dumb it down, the conversation, but I do remember her like yelling at me over the phone and being like why would you be with like this? He's married, and like, and I was like, hey, you're missing the whole point here, lady.
For real, she's like, he's married. Why would you let him rape you? Oh my god, he's
like,
married.
How dare you? Yeah, it was gross.
Fucking
yeah. I definitely shouldn't have taken it as far as I did, but you know, I was young, and I was like fucking spiteful. So I was like, dude. I want him to think I'm pregnant. I want him to like feel fucking bad for what he did and like what his actions can do, thinking the picture's just gonna scare him. And then they literally showed up at my work, and I was like, they could have like fucking waited outside the store and attacked me or something. It was really scary because I know what he's
super scary.
It was scary. Yeah.
There was straight
down.
No, that's
time I ever had sex also got raped.
I wasn't expecting all this.
It was crazy. That's my most crazy story. Well, I guess the most recent one's actually pretty scary too.
No, like, dude, you've had a lot of scary stories. Like, I just can't even. That is hardcore.
I've had ones that weren't scary, but they were just like traumatic, like just like ridiculously stupid. Like one time I drove 45 minutes to meet up with a surfer guy up in Del Mar, and he was like, well, I'm still getting off work, so like, can you wait for me? And I was like, okay. So I drove all the way to where he worked and parked. I waited probably another hour and a half for him to finish working and closing up the shop. And then he came out on his skateboard and was like, oh yeah, I don't have a car. Like I just like ride my skateboard to work. Can you just drive me home? I think he literally set up a date just for me to drive him home from work. I literally
like, I didn't get a ride, dude.
While he finished his shift, and then he was like, can you drive me home?
He's like, I need that Uber. Let me hit up baby girl.
Yeah, he literally used it as an Uber, and then he drove.
Like, dude,
drove
imagine
back
though.
And he was like, you can't come in because like my mom's in there. And he was like, can I kiss you?
I can't, dude. Literally.
Some weird dates.
On the real though, that just like made me think, if I'm ever homeless, I'm straight up just posting some pictures on fucking Bumble or Tinder and then getting a ride home. Free dinner.
Yeah, why not? He literally used me for a ride.
I mean, I'm not gonna abuse you, but I will get a free ride and a free Subway, type of thing. Like, I like
if you're off
like I like Firehouse subs. I like Subway. I'll even get Carl's Jr. on a bad day. You never know. Okay, so I don't even know how to just change it into this newest story because that shit was intense. But the story we've all been wanting to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't even the good one.
No, these are all intense. Like this is getting crazier and crazier. But your most recent horror story, I've actually know. So just for anyone listening, me and Lauren have only known each other for what? Since March 6th, literally. Like I only know that because that's when I started my job. And what is today? April 17th. So it's been like 6 weeks, right? We're like 6 weeks deep into this relationship. We're close. We're friends. Like, we're vibing. And then she's like, I'm going on a date tonight. Wee-hoo, wee-hoo. And then what happens on your date? Dude, tell them all. Tell them.
Tell them. So I had just got out of this relationship with this guy that I really liked. And I remember the relationship wasn't even over. It was just like not going very well. And I was like, fuck him. Like, I'm going to go on a dating app and I'm going to find a new guy to talk to and like someone who's going to be nice to me. So I went on a dating app. I matched with this guy. We started talking on there. I told him how I play video games and stuff. And he was like all excited, like guys usually are when girls say that. And he was like, oh my God, like you play the same video games as me. Like we should hop on this game. So I added him on Discord. That night we played a game for like 5 hours. Everything was going really good. We were talking a lot. He texted me after the video game and he was like, I would really love to take you out to dinner tomorrow if you'd be interested. And I said, that sounds really nice. Like I'm allowed to go. I'm not in a relationship technically. So I'm going to go. So the next day he gives me a time and everything. He picks me up from my house. He shows up with like a bouquet of roses and he's like standing outside my house. And I was like, wow, like this guy brought.
Wait, was it pure roses or was there other stuff in there?
Just roses by itself.
Oh shit. The pure shit, dude. How many?
Yeah, pure shit. 12.
Damn.
All right.
Because those are expensive.
Dude, it's really pricey to get roses. So.
They're like $30, like for a first date.
Anyway,
he brought them.
If you get flowers, that must mean he likes you. No,
so this is the first time he's meeting you in real life, right? He's bringing you roses.
Yeah, this is the first time.
He came to your house to pick you up.
Yeah, he came to my house to pick me up. He had my address. He came and picked me up. I was like, thank you for the flowers, whatever. We plan on going over to Roadhouse to get some steak. We drove over to Roadhouse. They didn't have his reservation. I'm pretty sure he forgot to put it in, but he was acting like it. And I don't know why he would go to all that trouble. Like, he went up to the counter and was like, oh, my name is blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, we don't have anyone under that name in here. And he's like, oh, I put it in. That's so weird. And I was like, just say you forgot.
Yeah, just like,
okay. He was like putting on the show with the waitress, and the lady was looking at him like, there's a lot of people waiting, dude. Like, I don't have time for this. And he's like, well, how long is the wait if we don't have a reservation? And she's like, it's like 2 hours. And he was like, oh yeah, like, do you want to wait or do you want to go somewhere else? I was like, bro, I'm fucking starving.
Let's fucking leave.
Yeah, so we went across the street. We went to this other restaurant. They only had like a 30-minute wait, so I put my name in. We were at the restaurant. Everything was super cool. We were sitting down. We were having dinner. We were just talking about like our family and our childhood and all this random stuff. I was like, he seems like he's really easy to talk to. Like, I'm having a nice time. I was like, I might even order a drink. I don't know if you're comfortable with that or anything. And he was like, well, you can, but like, I don't know if they'll let you order it because like you're with me and like, what if they have to ID me? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, I just turned 20.
And I'm sorry, I was anticipating the story.
And I'm just sitting there like, I'm 23. This guy just turned 20. Like, he's basically 19. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Just graduated high school like last year.
Still in high school. Nice.
Yeah, I was just like, he must have just graduated. And I was like, oh my God, he's like, well, does that bother you? Like, is that a problem? And I was like, well, I mean, it is kind of weird because a lot of my friends and I like to drink and go to breweries and stuff, and you can't even go. Like, kind of weird. Like a whole nother year.
Straight up. Nice.
And he's like, I mean, I still drink and stuff. Like, I could probably order a drink. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to take you to a brewery and have you order a drink and, like, get us arrested. Yeah, I'm going to do that. He literally was trying to act all cool. He was like, I could probably go and, like, pass and just order a drink. And I was like, dude, no. It's, like, not going to happen.
You're not doing that.
Anyway, besides that, like, everything was still going well. And, like, we walked back to his car. And he was like, what do you want to do now? And I was like, oh, I'll probably just head home because it was pretty late by the time we went on the date. And I was really tired because you know, we went to 2 different restaurants because the first one didn't have time. So I was really exhausted. And I was like, honestly, I just kind of want to head home. And he was like, okay, chill. Like, yeah, that sounds cool. So he starts driving back to my house. He took that as like, oh, you want like us to go back to your house. Like both of us, not just you.
Yeah, you're like, nope, that's not what I meant.
So we get to the house. He's getting out of the car. I figure he's just helping me with the door. Maybe he's going to like help me carry the flowers because they were still in his car. He's walking into the door. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like some guys like to do that. No, he starts like coming inside my house. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking. Like, why didn't you just say like, hey, what are you doing? Like, just leave. I still wasn't really feeling threatened by this guy at this point. I just was like, okay, well, maybe I gave him that impression or something. Like, I always blame myself. I was like, maybe I gave him the impression that like he could come in, or like we were talking about my computer. Maybe he wants to see my computer. I don't know. So I let him in. I'm like, whatever. I'll just show him my room real quick, and then maybe he'll leave.
Your computer, you know.
My computer wants to see.
Computer. Okay.
I show him my computer and stuff, and then he just starts taking his shoes off and like sitting on the bed. And I was like, oh, like he's like trying to stay. And,
he's
like,
here for the long haul, bro.
And he was like, oh, what if like we watch some Netflix? We could watch a show or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm uncomfortable at this point a little bit, but I'm still.
Like, me and you just made eye contact, and I was like, don't laugh, and then I couldn't help it.
I'm uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm
gonna watch
like,
Netflix.
I'm a people pleaser, so I still at this point was like, I'm uncomfortable in my own house, but I'm still gonna let them hang out. So we're sitting there, we're watching TV and stuff. All of a sudden, oh my god, I just keep yawning. I'm like so sorry. He like in the middle of the show just like jumps on top of me, like a guy like straddling you, like getting on top of you.
Oh no.
And I was like, holy shit, like he's gonna go in for makeout, like let's just get this over with. So like he starts kissing me, and it's the kind of makeout like you feel like when you have your first kiss, or like someone who's never kissed before. This guy is like all over the place. He's like sucking on my face, he's shoving his tongue in my mouth. It was like really not pleasant at all. It was really gross. And he's on top of me. I was wearing I think the pants I'm wearing right now.
Oh, great.
These black black sweatpants. They have like an elastic waistband. In the middle of us making out, he at one point apparently like pulled his dick out. I can't see it because the room has the light off. He's on top of me. Oh. His face is in front of my face. I don't know he has his dick out. He just like slips my pants down and like puts his dick in.
He's just in there.
Yeah, and we're not like having sex. There's no foreplay. Like there's no lead up to this. I don't know that we're doing this. He literally didn't ask. Like just put his dick in. By the time, because obviously I felt it once the dick went in, but I felt it once the dick went in. I didn't know. I felt that, and I was like, I like gasped and was like, what the fuck are you doing? And as soon as he put it in, he came.
Oh, brother.
Dear Lord.
It literally was like contact, done. And I was just like sitting there like, and he came in me.
Without asking.
Okay.
Without like all of this happened so fast. It was in a matter of like, I swear, like 20 seconds. And I was just laying there kind of like just dazed. Like, what just happened? Like, did I just have like unconsensual sex? Like, is that rape, or is he like, I mean, I was making out with him, but I mean, I didn't really want to, but he didn't ask. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was just like, whoa, that was so great, and like rolled off of me and was laying there like, that was the best sex I've ever had, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, now I'm starting to get like, you need to leave. I was like, yeah, you didn't really ask. That made me uncomfortable. I think you should leave. I'm really tired. And then he starts looking at me and being like, you don't want me to leave. And I was like, no, I do want you to leave. Like, I'm a little uncomfortable. Like, I didn't really want to do that. And like, I need to like think about what just happened. And he's like, no, you want me to stay. Like, you want me to stay. He wanted to spend the night after all that.
Dude,
And
that's
then
creepy stuff.
I'm at the point where I'm like, he's not just gonna leave. I need to like convince him to leave or like tell him what he needs to hear. I was like, well, just like go home. Like maybe we could hang out tomorrow or something. Like just trying to get his hopes up. Like I need to get this
Yeah.
guy out of my house. And he was like, oh, okay. Like I'll leave. Let you sleep, I guess. Like I'll text you when I get home. And like you better text me when you wake up and when you go to bed. And I was like, okay. So I walked him out, locked the door and everything, and was like, I am not talking to this guy anymore. Like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, I don't even know how to understand what just happened. The next day, I was hanging out with you.
Yeah.
And a couple of our other friends. We went to this brewery just to, like, hang out and chill. My phone just kept beeping, like, the whole time I was there. And it was just him, like, over and over.
Dude, Jesus, he's all, where are you? When are you leaving? When are you going home? Like crazy stuff. Like it wasn't just like, hey, hope you have a good day.
Yeah. He was like, where are you right now? Because, he's thinking about when I was like, oh, maybe we could hang out tomorrow, like me just vaguely saying that. And I was like, oh, I'm at a brewery with my friends. And he was like, what brewery? And I was like, oh, just one down in Boise or whatever. Like, I'm not saying like what it is, because I'm like, this guy would show up.
Yeah. He's being creepy.
I was like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, well, when are you going to be home? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm hanging out with them. And then I ended up, like, not answering as much then. And I think I stopped at Target on the way home because I had to pick up some stuff. While I'm at Target, he messages me again. And he's like, are you home yet? Like, why aren't you home yet? And I'm sitting there like, how the fuck does he know I'm not home yet? Like, is he saying that he's at my house? Like, is he watching my house? Or is he just, like, assuming I'm not because I didn't say I was home? I still don't really know that part because at this point I didn't know his location and everything. I finally get home from Target and the brewery and whatever, and I'm hanging out. He's still texting me, and I open it, and he goes, Lauren, I need to give you something. And I'm just like, no, I'm okay. Like, I don't want that. I'm like, I'm totally uncomfortable. I am not interested in this guy. Like, I've talked to my friends about it. He's making me uncomfortable. I'm not being really nice about it anymore. Yeah. I was like, no, I don't want you to give me anything. Appreciate the thought, but no, thank you. He's like, no, it's important that you see this. And he's putting like periods at the end, and he's like not being very nice about it at this point. And I was like, no, I don't want to see it. Like, don't give it to me. It's okay. And I'm like, God, that's really weird. And then while I'm on Snapchat looking through my chats, I accidentally tap over into like the maps part of Snapchat. So I click it on accident. It happens to me all the time. And I see his Bitmoji on Snapchat driving in a car in my neighborhood. He does not live near me. He told me on the first date that he lives out in a city that's like 25 minutes from me. He is driving in my neighborhood, even though I told him I don't want him to give me anything. So he's driving my house. This is when I start to get really freaked out. So I go into my mom's room. I live with my mom. Disclaimer.
I get the double.
And I'm like, Mom. I'm like, Mom, I went on that date last night. It didn't go well. He hasn't stopped bothering me all day. And I'm uncomfortable. And now he's driving in our neighborhood. And he wants to give me something. And she was like, Lauren, how do you know he's not just driving nearby? And I was like, Mom, he doesn't live over here. And like, what are the chances he'd be like down the street from us? I go, look, I can show it to you. So I pull up the Snapchat maps again. And now it says he's outside my house, not just driving down the street. So he is driving to our house. I was right. He is at our house because he knows where I live from the date. I was like, Mom, look, he's literally outside our house. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, that's not okay. I was like, Mom, he said he wants to give me something. Like, you need to go see what it is. Like, don't open the door, but like, can you look through the window? Like, I'm scared. She goes to my room. She looks out the front window. He's standing out there, like, holding a paper. And she's like, yeah, he's holding some kind of piece of paper out there. And I was like, a paper? Like, what? And then he Snapchats me again. And he's like, if you're not going to let me give this to you, like, I'm just going to show it to you. And I
was taking a picture of Jesus asleep because he literally always does this. And he's like, I'm not asleep. I'm just listening. But he always does this. I have like 17 pictures of him asleep during recording. Literally. And he doesn't believe me. So I had to do that for proof. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Okay, keep going. So
he's like, if you're not gonna let me give this to you, like I'm just gonna show you. Or no, he didn't say that yet. He first said, I'm just gonna leave it on your car. And I was like, don't leave anything on my car. Like just go. And he was like, you need to see this. If you're not gonna let me give it to you, I'm gonna show it to you. So then he sends me a Snapchat picture of this letter that he wrote. It is like a handwritten full-page letter addressed to me, obviously, from him saying how much he loves me, how he had the best date of his life the night before, best sex of his life, he can't stop thinking about me, I deserve to be happy, he's the only one who can make me happy, if it's not me, it's not anyone, we should get married, spend holidays together. He's like, I haven't taken my clothes off yet because they still smell of you.
Oh, I forgot about that part, dude.
Yeah, that part is really creepy. And I was like, Mom, look at this fucking letter. Like, he showed me a picture of it. Like, this guy needs to leave. Then he starts, like, knocking on the door. And I don't think he's, like, knocking on it. He's like hitting the door with his hand. It sounds like this, like, slapping. And I was like, I'm not opening that door. Like, this guy makes me uncomfortable. And open the door or I'm going to throw rocks through your window. That's how I feel. I'm like, this is something out of a TV show. This guy just showed up in my house with a love letter saying he wants to wear my skin, basically. Like, what am I supposed to do about this? I'm like talking to him through the door. I'm like, you need to leave. Like, I'm going to call the cops. Like, I will shoot you if I have to. Like, you need to leave. He doesn't say anything back. He leaves. My mom checked the window and was like, his car's gone. It said on the Snap map, because I could still see his location, that he was sitting over by my house in this parking lot, probably just like either thinking his life through or like trying to wait for me to change my mind.
Yeah, he's like, what? She's gonna text me any minute and be like, come back.
Yeah, she's gonna say never mind, like she loves it.
She's gonna read the letter and she's gonna fall for me.
She's gonna fall for me, yo. That's what he thought. And the little window in my room, because I face the front of the house, it didn't have any blinds on it or covers. So if you're in like my entryway and you're on a step stool, you could definitely see in my window. And I was like, oh my God, I'm changing in here and stuff. So until I get blinds, I have like this blanket tacked up over my window in case he comes back.
It was an elephant blanket, wasn't it? I'm just kidding.
Is it? Like, I saw it the other day. It's not an elephant, is it? It's probably an owl. No, I'm just kidding.
It's got like different pumpkin spice lattes all over it.
Oh, that makes sense.
That does make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my crazy stalker guy.
Crazy.
I blocked him, obviously, but like he showed up at my house unwarranted. Don't give people your address, ladies, or like 3-date rule.
I don't know. Cut it. I'm just kidding.
Fine, cut it.
No, but for real, we out.
Thank you, Lauren, for chilling with us. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun sharing my trauma with you guys.
Okay, bye.
Yeehaw, brother.